My name is Rhapsody, his name is sneakyteak, and welcome back to the Ladder Streak for another week. How's it going, bud?
Yo.
Just in case there's been some dramatic update since 2 hours ago where we recorded the first one, how has it been going since then?
Pretty good. That's my traditional stream intro, by the way. Is
Yo.
just a single yo.
Mm-hmm.
I always do this with the camera off. It's kind of a secret mic check. I mean, like, I will have done mic checks beforehand, but I'm just leveling at that point, right? I'm just checking my volume.
Mm-hmm.
A single pronounced yo, and then a full intro afterwards.
I've been there for a couple of the yos, like on the starting screen, waiting for the Teak Talk to talk and just Teak Talk to start, rather.
You know how you get these... You can't help it, I think, for most of us at least. I know this is true for you, to where we get these wild hairs, and we're just like, we're going to do this thing. I'm going to take it all the way.
Yep.
And I woke up one day, and I was like, I'm going to yo. I'm going to keep yoing, and I'm going to keep yoing until I can yo, and 50 people yo back at me at the beginning of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I will have yoed hard enough, you know, but not until.
Yeah. I like that you have like an idea in mind for when it not necessarily becomes retired, but when it has reached its zenith.
Exactly.
Because one of the reasons that I had to put a meme of the channel, the singing bowl, out to bed and out to rest is because as soon as everyone expects it and everyone's playing into it, well, then I'm just hamstrung. Like, then instead of being expected to like read the name of the relic and then its description, I'm now expected to do this other thing, and deviating from that becomes the more interesting thing to me now.
Yep.
So it happens. But we have Primordium in this run, which means we get to have a hell of a lot of fun, contingent on the clans we're paired with.
It's warm colors. We just came off of cool colors, blue and purple, and now we're warm colors. And I quite like Hellhorned as a combo with Primordium.
It's real good. You've got your multi-strike access, you've got armor, which you can pass forward, you've got rage, which you can pass forward. Little bit rougher against Seraph the Chaste, halving that rage consistently.
True.
Although
obviously we're talking about superfood, and I underpick aggressive edible, surely, but this is definitely one of those cases to where one of the 3 upgrade paths is at least the most interesting and splashy. If not necessarily the best in all cases, because I do think I'm underpicking at least aggressive. Superfood, it's doing something very unique, right? It stands out, I think.
Aggressive edible is weird because I feel like in order to utilize aggressive edible effectively, you really want your frontliner to be able to provide themselves their defense. And in Hellhorns, like, you really... you use your spells to provide defense to your frontliner. Like, your best frontliner gaining its own defense is gaining resolve. It's really good, I'll tell you, with the Crucible Warden. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Or the Collector. I can't remember which of them I'm talking about. The Divine Shield one.
Divine Shield is... Shield one is... Collector?
Right.
I think Warden is Lifesteal.
It's fine with both of them. I just really like it with the Collector. Feels he can get pretty far with that. But are we going to?
What were our starting cards?
Super. They were really good. I didn't even pull attention to this at the time. We got the Ember Forge, double Mind Collapse, and double Vent.
Okay, with X costs only, and so now we get Chemical X. What's it called in this game?
Oh, is there a Chemical X equivalent in this? I don't think there is.
Oh, there is. There totally is. There totally is. And it's a +3, I think. It's even better.
You're right, and I cannot move on until I know exactly what its name is. Where are you?
It's the first Hell Pact. It's the other paper next to the yeah.
The one that your eyes go real wide very quickly, and then you realize it's the first Hell Pact.
Yeah, that's right. If it was rolled the other way, it would be sketches.
So I think it's got to be superfood and trying to find a way to utilize it, right?
You're not going to have to try very hard to convince me to take superfood here now.
So Merchant of Steel, Hellhorned banner stands on the same side. There's also a Hazel's Horde and a Hellhorned banner in the next realm. Or a Merchant of Steel Umbra if we're still desperately looking for a unit that's worthwhile building on. Hellvent in the 4th area. We're probably not going to want to dupe an Umbra unit, because a lot of the time if we're taking an Umbra unit here and heavily upgrading it, it's going to be a Gorge unit wanting to go to the front line.
True.
The thing is, the Merchant of Magic is really not bad when you have Vents that want a +10 desperately. Mind Collapse wants +10 desperately. Either of them can even take +20 in the Consume. Don't care.
We're
totally
hungry
fine.
for some upgrades.
Plinks.
I agree.
Oh my god, Plinks. I didn't even mention the Plinks.
We have a lot of upgrade requirement in our spells.
So does that mean we want to go for this Umbra and then cut across? Like we get 2 shots in an Umbra that stands in front, and then
I'd say it's
Merchant of Steel
likely.
Magic?
I mean, we can afford to take this fight and see what our rewards are, but I do quite like that line. Oh man. Right?
Right.
But don't it have to be Guild Marker? Doesn't that come out ahead of Resonant
does.
Shard?
It does.
Across the whole run.
If not for Seraph the Chaste, Resonant Shard, happily. Right? Double down on Rage. That becomes our damage engine.
I think I would still take Guild Marker. We don't have any
Really?
Rage generation yet, and we might, and then surely Resonant Shard helps, but you know what else helps? Buying a third more things.
It's true. I would like to
good.
buy more things, especially considering they nastily raised their price 2 rings ago. Cost 20% more now.
It's true. What is the 19? Another
19 is summit. Basic enemies have additional damage.
Okay.
There is a little of annoyance here in the Plinks and the Mind Collapses and no longer killing the backline.
Yeah, and there's like pretty healthy frontliner. But we still have 60 life. We're not down to 40 life yet. And Queen's Impling sure does say 10 damage.
It does,
and
but
we can fit it.
How do we kill the boss?
With a Train Steward that's been buffed by Superfood.
To the point of having, what, 14 damage? As well as...
Oh, Lord. Do we actually have to skip this? So that we have as much health and damage left as possible?
That's what I'm worried
Primordium
about.
with the Train Steward up front so that it has plus 30 life. And then, or even Primordium into an Ember Forge, and then a Train Steward behind it. As I'm looking at this deck, I do think that we need to skip this challenge. We're probably going to have to hit the enemy a few times with the Pyre. Wow, I'm super glad that you slowed down there because I'm back in the mode of not worrying about the first couple rings, but truthfully, a lot of my losses are in the first couple rings.
Yeah.
When you just are a little bit too prideful, you know?
It's kind of heartbreaking to be in this position, but I am very thankful that some part of me was like, hang on, double check your math on that one.
Me too. Me too. 100%.
That's not what I wanted. All right.
No? Agreed.
Feels like Primordium goes top floor so that we can get as many of its buffs into the mine.
Agreed.
And
I think we plink again over the Steward here. It's worth more damage, actually.
Well, it can't be Queen's Impling because then that's a damage shield, right? Negating our next Queen.
Right.
So it's either Train Steward as well as the Queen behind, or it's Plink Train Steward.
I like the plink here.
Cool.
Because then we also can maybe get something. Like this extra energy means a better Mind Collapse.
So it does. All right. Oh.
If we don't see the Ember Forge next turn, we're probably just buffing a Train Steward. And frankly, that might be better because it's a little bit more damage. It's minus a little health, but plus a bit damage.
I'm just thinking of the world where in the DLC, this same thing happens and the Rubble Morsel can actually be giving a +2/+2.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
It's I forgot about that.
+2. What?
Yeah. It's like an actual real thing. You can't eat that. Where are you going to put your forge?
Steel enhance the heck out of it.
No, wait.
Oh, wait.
Where are you putting the Ember Forge?
Oh.
We're
That's
buffing
fine.
a Steward.
It's fine.
It is totally fine.
Primordium can't eat. Without
no,
an
that's
eaten
food.
ability. Without an eaten ability. Right. There was some part of me that was like, no, it can totally eat. I know what you're talking about, Raps.
Just open the trench coat wider. How hard can it be? Make room for a fourth.
Exactly. It can easily work out. I mean, the safety here is just Plink. Not Plink, sorry, it's Vent.
Vent, and I think it's correct, right? Just make sure that they're dead. It denies us maybe some Plinks, but... Haha! We'd need to do 15 damage up top, which we can do, actually, with Queen's Impling and Event. Or Queen's Impling plus Mind Collapse gets us slightly short for the kill to get the energy back, huh?
Mm-hmm. That said, Queen's Impling probably does want to be up here because we're going to put Train Steward, Queen's Impling, as well as another Train Steward. So it's effectively just a block on a hit for the Train Steward in the back line against the boss.
Yep.
That goes there. We Plink here and then Mind Collapse the top. Extra damage.
Boom. Okay, well, we're certainly Mind Collapsing the back line. Maybe it's Queen's Mind Collapse. Oh, do we need to Queens up top?
We can't, even if we wanted to.
Can't. Could we Mind Collapse? I mean, no, not to kill. So they just get one hit. That's fine. Leaking that is not a problem.
It's... Hang on. It's... So I'm trying to think of a way here on the bottom line. Those two Queen's Implings will provide defense for the Train Stewards on this floor to hit as many times as they would like, but we want to get two Queen's Implings on the bottom floor for the actual triggers, so I don't think we can even fit a Train Steward.
Yeah. I mean, you could do one and then play a Steward. We can play these two here, and then there's still space for one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we have another space up top too, so this is fine. I'm certainly glad that we played the way we did. And hey, Emberforge was the bottom card.
Yeah. Rough stuff, friend. Rough stuff. We'll be there fine on the top floor now, though.
Mm-hmm. Wunderbar. Nice fight. I don't know that we... Yeah, I'm glad we didn't take that trial. What a pick.
I mean, we have so much energy. Hey, the Mind Collapses give us the ability to generate energy on the turn from zero.
True.
Especially if we do buff the X costs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And suddenly this rage actually matters. Is that the suggestion? Are you not tempted by Space Prism, though?
I'm always tempted by Space Prism.
Right.
It's just when I see the ability to start leaning Ember Drain, especially in a superfood deck, I'm already like throwing all of my cards directly at it.
Yeah, and I see why, right? Because then you can take even more advantage of the upsides of those spells.
Mm-hmm.
Like this Rage 3 is actually Rage 3 and 2 and 1, right? It's Rage 6 pass to the frontliner, which seems pretty good. It's damage in the meantime. And it's part of a potential engine. We have Guild Marker. Does that affect this decision at all? I'd say it certainly makes it easier to tune up a deck that has a strong Perils engine. We'll get more removals this way too.
More ways to remove, definitely.
Other than like more ways to double energy upgrade. Like we'll be able to afford that more often.
A lot of the cards that we're going to want to get with this, especially with a superfood, are going to want to be double stacked. So we have the ability to buy that for cheaper, as well as the ability to roll for it more consistently.
Yeah.
Another
I
thing
like this barrel.
Is if we are going Umbra here, and then if we do want a Merchant of Steel afterwards, we have two banners that possibly have a Shadow Siege in them.
That is just the most delightful thing that you could possibly say.
Ooh. Whoa!
Oh. Dang, though, right? Welter Helper is potentially 60 past armor. I mean, you've got to draw it first is the problem. That's not very consistent.
That is...
If it were DLC, we could put an 8 on it.
That is pretty inconsistent, but at the same rate, anytime I see a Welter Helper, I'm just looking at it for how can I exploit you to prevent to provide all of the defense that I need. Doesn't have to be on the Primordium. It literally could just be a block for the unit in the front line. That said, it's up against the Hidden Passage, and Hidden Passage is irreplaceable right now.
I agree. Even Hornbreak was looking okay there, but
Mm-hmm.
Hidden Passage do be Hidden Passage.
There's more cards in both of our clans that reach Hornbreak's effect-ish than the ones that reach Hidden Break. And we're still going for the Merchant and the Umbra?
I think so, yeah.
I like it.
I like that increasingly we are able to take advantage of this playstyle where we're like, I take the effect that is irreplaceable. It certainly is really effective. This is interesting, right? Because I actually think that in the short term, the Shadow Eater is better than the Crucible Collector.
I think in the long term, the Shadow Eater is better than the Crucible Collector here.
Really?
Crucible Collector is going to have a real rough time being against the Seraph the Chaste. So will the Crucible Warden as well, actually.
Yeah. Then what is our front line? Just built around armor and eating? Shadow Eater heals. The Shadow Eater's great, isn't it? The Shadow Eater's really good. Okay. I dig it.
We'll take it, but I'm already thinking, in terms of the units we can find in that Umbra station, what are we actually looking for? Because we're going to run out of banners relatively soon.
We got to work on your getting all of the upgrades for this unit, for this champion. I have a couple like this too, where I've only taken one line. I was looking at your next tab.
This one?
Yeah.
No massive level of either of those
because
two,
that actually means you've never had even level 2 Stalwart Snack or Aggressive Edible. Because once you see the other one, it unlocks.
I must not have done that on this branch then, because I've definitely had max level of either of them.
Probably when it first came out. Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter at all, right? It's like, who cares? It's just something that I noticed sometimes. You can tell that we like Superfood because mine looks just like that.
So Crucible Warden, Crucible Collector aren't going to be premium here at the point. Alloyed Construct, Overgorger, Shadow Siege. Wow.
Are we maybe going Hellhorned?
Yeah, up with the hell. Like, that's...
It denies us a Merchant of Steel, which is a bit of a bummer. Go get ourselves some more health business. We've got to get a little better at frontliners right now. That's going to be our problem. We're quite struggling with that.
We can go for the Umbra unit after Talus. And that's not even that bad. Like, the other side is great, Unstable Vortex, Hellvent, but unless we get a huge upgraded spell right now, we're not going to have anything by there. We really want to Hellvent too much.
100%.
Plus, the Merchant of Magic is always going to be useful for us. We have so many different cards it can affect. Speaking thereof, let's actually let's focus on what we're doing at the moment.
No, I think this is good. Where Umbra can have trouble getting over the initial curve. Umbra tends to not have too much trouble with the end game. You'll end up being very strong, but you can have trouble with the early and mid game curve, and Umbra can struggle with waves. Pretty
Definitely
hard.
Can. It's really difficult to decide which of these gets the plus 10 magic power, because the AoE supplied by Vent, but we also have the Shadow Eater in the deck at the point. The Shadow Eater needs to actually be able to eat morsels in order to do an effect if we're not using the Primordium with it, which we will for the early fights, but we probably won't for the late fights. Blink is what provides that. If we're going more Ember Drain, well, then Mind Collapse needs to be able to kill something, you know?
I would say that we will get more value in the immediate out of the Plinks, and then they're still doing something in the end game. So I lean this way. And being able to generate more morsels, I think, really benefits us for now.
Do we zero cost anything here? Like a Plink?
Yeah.
Or a
The
Hidden
Plink
Passage?
just upgraded.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll carry that all the way through the end game.
Reroll, take the extra 2?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think upgrading also potentially the Hidden Passage to be free, or even putting minus energy on one of these X costs effectively lets you play them at 0 cost to gain.
So, what, it'd be 3 damage from a Mind Collapse?
Which kills the backliners for quite a while.
Yeah, that's enough to kill most backliners.
It's not as strong as just putting plus 10 on it, right? I still think I go other Plink here, honestly. What I guess having 1 plus 10 Vent. Well, one thing it unlocks is Armor Challenge. At least it starts to help, right? Which we just had to skip. The reason that I like +10 on Plink so much is that it makes it to where it never feels bad to play because you have enough damage to kill all the backliners, which is great. And if you fail to kill the backliners, you still did 22 damage to a frontliner, which is at least acceptable.
Yeah. It's really, really significant. I'm actually kind of like really pleased about the merchant going here for no store. Like we actually, this might have been correct as well, because what money were we going to spend at the Merchant of Steel? We got a Merchant of Magic and a Merchant of Magic here. Both of them want all of our money.
Right. Even with this, yeah, because then we can always afford the reroll and maximum value with the guild marker. Ooh, are we setting up floor 1?
No.
Avoid the haste? No, we can just set up top.
Yeah, because the gorge still goes off.
Yeah. Good call.
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Everybody will be die.
We can use Ember Forge just to get extra energy on next turn.
For one more turn. I kind of like that. And then we'll reform it and incant it.
Ooh. All we got to do is hybridize into the Melting Remnant. That's an easy thing to do, right?
We just leaked a unit because there wasn't enough space for all the units. That's amazing. It's so rare to see that. Like, you know it exists, but
I know that
still
one day
not be real.
That will kill one of my runs. I know that it's gonna happen one day. Just when.
Right? It's a question of when, I agree. Are we mind collapsing the mid row? And venting bottom?
We have so many tools. Like, we could just train steward and imp, like, not even imps, like, just train steward there, imp chump on the bottom, and then mind collapse still gets us enough energy to play everything out. I'm trying to look at a tricky play where, like, we use the Perils of Production to actually start stacking some damage on the Shadow Eater real early.
But the Ember Drain means we don't do anything ever again, ever, which means we won't make any more morsels. How are we planning to kill the boss right now?
With a large Shadow Eater. No, it's going to run out of rage before that's even relevant. Okay, I don't think we can do that.
I think we need energy. Yeah.
Okay.
Boss doesn't have too much health, too.
And that's heal as well. Okay.
Ooh. If only we had something to plink. Dang it.
No kidding, right? Is there any sense to trying to reposition these in some way?
Right? Like play a Queen's Impling and Hidden Passage up behind it, or Hidden Passage this Ember Forge so that there's space on the bottom row. That's actually not bad. That way we can potentially play things out here. It's a bummer to have a total whiff on this hand.
So 5, 5. So if I leave the Queen's Impling in the deck, it only comes back by the time we go to the top floor, and I would have to have complete space on the top floor to play it. Whereas I would probably want to put, you know, whether or not I can even get morsels by that point.
Yeah, that's so unlikely that we have 2 morsels at that point.
Okay, so we leave the Queen's Impling in the deck.
I think so. Oh, it's Plinkin time. That's nice. That's damage.
I'm going to use this just for the 22.
For the damage there? Okay. I respect that.
Alright, that'll be good.
I think that gets us there. Yeah. Yeah, because we just are so healthy. Nice. That's GG. The extra 5, too. I mean, our damage profile up top is now 16. Plenty. Oh, no, it's not 16 for long. Sweet pea.
16,
so
thankfully,
we hidden
but long
passage. It's funny
just go
every time.
Hang out next to the pyre. Let's see. Oh.
Okay. So, we doing it?
We gotta.
We doing it. That's a 0 cost. Do you want some armor? Click
And
it.
it just though.
Look at it, it transfers. I want it all. Stack every effect.
All right. I'm not gonna do this constantly to kind of call a shot, but I want to know what I'm looking for here in the Hellhaunt.
I think you should do this as much as you want, Rhapsody. Don't hold back your creative, strategic genius by some sense of pace and propriety.
Much appreciated. All right, we're going to spend 2.5
game.
hours here talking about the possibility of going for a deranged brute versus a horned warrior. Now, you might think it's definitely deranged brute. However, have you
you just
considered
clip that
we
and you
can
make it a
drag this
separate
out?
video.
Yeah.
You just cut it up. You just chop it up and redistribute.
But
recycle, reuse.
Now, you know how much I love redistribution, but I don't want to edit. That's like a fundamental
That's true.
thing.
That's true. How can I one take, though? Because that's too much work. I respect that. With as much video as you produce, oh my.
That is actually like largely the reason behind it, right? You cannot put yourself in a position where you are constantly trying to rework out the wheel.
Yeah. Okay, hear me out. We take Branded Warrior here. We look for one more unit.
Yeah.
We probably take Pips.
Yeah.
I know that we previously said that Crucible Collector or Crucible Warden will not be enough against the Chaste, but I think maybe we may have been wrong. If we can get better at producing morsels, it might be enough. They'll grow so large, we're sharing more rage.
That's a morsel.
Abandoned and Umbra is more morsel, and that's what we're struggling with.
Chain of Gems passes forward 2 damage shield every turn.
Okay, no, that's true. Okay, no, that's 6 damage shield immediately. That is pretty good.
Okay, how about Primordium is going to... Primordium doesn't deviate into its own clan at the moment, right? It either goes into aggressive or it goes into defensive. If it goes into defensive and it gets the buffet, we have the rage from this passing backwards, it passes back forwards.
Yes. Which is back and forth forever, infinity energy. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Rare drafts. What do you want? What do you need? Get my handy dandy logbook.
Let's have a look at the logbook. I'm leaning Awoken.
Yep.
I'm heavily leaning Awoken. Rarity is rare. Can I tag multiple? No, I can't tag multiple plants.
That would be cool. That'd be a nice touch.
Wait, it's not even a rare specifically. Okay, Awoken. Sorry, it's not even a unit spell specifically.
Yeah.
Dude.
What if spreading spores and we only just try to fight Seraph the Chaste with all the things that it prevents? What if we just overwhelm it by the diversity of our buff portfolio?
What if Cycle of Life? And we
Cycle
get
of Life is incredible.
The frontliner getting Slay Trigger for Rage.
Oh my god. Wait, that would be the coolest run. Okay, listen. Superfood, defensive, Cycle of Life, Slay Trigger, Spiked Hellhorn frontliner is the best thing that anyone has ever imagined. And we need to get it. Yes!
It begins! Yes! Alright.
It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Okay, Merchant of Magic, Hellvent to the next area. I propose we double cost reduce it and then dupe it.
Agreed. Agreed. It's just really good. And there's our kills. There's our backline that we've been looking to do. We've been struggling with that.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh. That's actually so ridiculous, too.
Just pogged out
This
of
is probably just
control.
Shadow Eater, though. This is probably still... you know what we do? We go Shadow Eater up front, Primordium behind them. We can do this on the top row. We put Branded Warrior in the mid row, and we hidden passage them to the back. And then that's just fine.
Now, I love it.
Is this push Talos?
You are dazing.
Daze Talos, okay, that's fine. You love it, but
I want to live in the world where the Branded Warrior has gotten, 4 damage shield before these even make it to the top floor, and they're all dealing 1 damage by that point. We have Plinks, we have Vents, they're not going to be an issue, right?
Yes.
Then, literally just as soon as Cycle of Life comes out, the Branded Warrior stands there with 3 spikes, gaining Rage 4, 3, 12 Rage every single turn, and also the Primordium gets it. The Primordium's not going to be alive by that point. Hang on, that's not going to work. But it will get a ridiculous amount of rage. And health.
Who is it going to hit? One of these units? So we Queen Zimpling one of them?
As in, like, this goes down here?
And where do we Shadow Eater? Are we just not using it?
Shadow Eater would go mid-floor for...
I'll say this. I can guarantee that we're going to get to set up this Branded Warrior thing. But we should be careful to be sure that we don't set it up too early. I suspect we can get away with it here, but Branded Warrior has 5 health by base. we may want to wait just 1 or 2 fights until we've gotten those upgrades online.
Shadow Eater heals enough that
super safe.
I think we go mid.
But its Primordium goes in first, right? Because of damage shield?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. It's going to happen, Raps. We're going to make it happen. And in an ideal world, we give quick and multi to our Horned Warrior as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that as they become super powerful, they can kill anything that's left and get the rage before anything even happens. Like, it's going to happen.
It is so
wild.
We're
going all the way
to have Immortal Trade and Perils and think that they are not the strongest things in the deck.
I know. But eventually we're going to get to play them, too.
One of these days, I'm certain.
One of these days.
Don't need to pass anything forward.
It was tempting, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a haster. Oh, no. This isn't hasted Talos, is it?
It can't be hasted. None of the main bosses can ever skip a floor.
You're right. I just had a fear moment having totally died to having a second floor setup for a hasted boss.
So good. It does happen. I think the vent just goes on the bottom line. The only problem is this mid line is really, really, really...
Really leaking 4. It's fine.
It's not the really leaking 4 that I'm more worried about. It's just... Why must you daze us?
Yeah, that's true. That's annoying.
Could you not be on a different floor?
Yeah, that's true.
Alright.
At least we got some kills.
It's not even going to manage to get it in the end. Alright.
We'd need some pips.
Yes. Yeah, this has got to be pips.
Yeah.
For whatever secondary unit we want to even put in here.
Mm.
You want to throw this for the possibility? It doesn't kill it, but it might save us 2 HP.
Yeah, it'll save us 2 HP. I think it's worth. What about... Oh, God. Oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Absolute hardest. We could have whiffed on that.
That's funny. Nothing. Ooh, we getting a sleigh? No. Wow, the bottom floor was kind of around for a while. I'm impressed.
That's the power of Chain Gems. It is really good.
It's happening.
So good when you can chump block with... Oh no.
It's all too good. How do we click all 3 cards?
I'm pretty sure I've got the APM for it, but the thing we should probably figure out before I try and click all 3 cards at the same time in the same frame by just going across. Like I'm a Counter-Strike pro from way back when, 1.6 generations. What I'm talking about. I used to just grab the grab the gun that I could find most nearby. Frankly, it even didn't matter what it was, but I always had this strategy where if I saw any amount of enemies on the screen, I would kill all of them at the exact same time because I would click every single head in the same frame, and the game is just not ready to handle that. It allows you to project the bullets in all of these different directions at the same time with 100% accuracy. It overrides any of the recoil that you would have otherwise achieved.
It's kind of amazing how you were able to do that. That's almost computer assisted.
Now, exactly. Look, I don't mean to flex too hard here, but Tazbot is actually just plastic. They fly me out every AGD and SGD queue. And I'm just under the table, just going. Every single time. The only thing is, because they did the last one via correspondence, yeah, they were sending mail back and forth to do the AGDQ.
For Taz, for the Taz block.
Because they did it online, I actually wasn't the one who was part of TazBot at the time. And because of that, I'm a little out of practice, so...
You'll be surprised, but when you ask, how do you get such frame-perfect precision, the answer is actually snail mail.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't think it, but it's perfectly precise.
Exactly. It's the kind of situation where there is a carrier pigeon that could carry a USB with the amount of information that I need to another location faster than I would be able to send them over the internet. For a huge period of time in my life, that was correct.
Fiber, which is moving at almost, basically, it's just the speed of light. Like, you could just say it's the speed of light.
Now,
but the carrier pigeon is very swift.
Exactly. I'd describe it as at least light speed, if not more.
It may be a faster than light pigeon. That's incredible. Galactic pigeon stretch.
I just think we should probably figure out which one we click first.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
it's Alloy of the Ancients. I think more support for our health as we're waiting for other things is good, and I think we're going for a health stacking kind of situation right now, and Fragile is just not going to do it for us.
The thing that is the biggest thing for me is that I think this one Horn's Tome is bait.
Okay.
And that's kind of what you're saying, right, with the Fragile. Yeah. But it's more than the Fragile, actually. I would still take it for a backliner, but we would want to put minus cost on this too, because we need to take pips, but we're definitely minus costing cycle. I think it's bait. I think it's too much conflict for the deck. But I was tempted by Forever Consumed, because we will struggle with frontliners. And that's certainly a card to answer that problem. But I think it's Alloy.
It's fine, and we might get it, though, still. Ah, damn it.
You tried.
There's no way, right? You don't need two of them.
I don't think so, because you gotta get buffs on this unit. Oh, it is kind of tempting, isn't it? And then we would have pips for it, and they'd be slaying away, just going berserk.
Absolutely going to town constantly.
Yeah. Dang, that is super tempting. And then, is it? Is it Double Branded Warrior? We have space.
Does the second one ever trigger its Slay? And if it doesn't that make it the Horned Warrior?
I see what you're saying. And if that isn't the case, doesn't it make it skip and we just look for another 2-pip unit that's better than these?
We have one more opportunity to find a 2-pip unit.
Yeah.
It's an Umbra banner, and we already have our front line. So what? Like, it's not, probably not, going to be a Gorge unit. I think it's Horned Warrior. I think it's Horned Warrior for one reason. Horned Warrior will hold multi-strike really well.
Yeah.
At the very start.
True. How do we keep it alive?
If it's not our turn 1 play, we can play it with the Chain of Gems. Otherwise, we might have to plus 25 it.
This is the coolest run. We should totally take this Horned Warrior. Horned Warrior, Branded Warrior, Frontliner? What are we doing? What is this game?
First choice.
This may be, of all of the runs in Ladder Streak together so far, this may be the one most different than any run I have ever done in the past.
Yeah. Oh.
Now, hold up 1 minute.
Now you hold on right there. Sorry, I mean, I don't know why I said something else.
That goes on the perils, doesn't it? And we still minus on Cycle of Life? Or are you wanting to hold over Cycle of Life and go 2-cost holdover?
I was thinking holdover Cycle of Life with the 2 costs because it just gets played every turn. But it's not if it gets played every turn. That's not what matters to us. How soon it gets played is what matters to us. So it's not that. It is the keepstone on the perils. I would have instantly clicked and I would have made a mistake.
I think we're going to use our money to do lots of... You're going to love this. I think what we want is to remove a lot in this run.
Speaking my language.
Delicious. Which does make this holdover perils, I think.
Hold on and hear me out for a second, though.
I'm fully ready for this.
If we're double decreasing the cost of the Cycle of Life and then we're duping it,
Yep.
we have a relatively low cost deck. And we
do.
have extra ability to generate energy in the midterms. We have so many zero costs, and I can't actually think of too many high cost cards we want to put in the deck even.
True. We just skipped one. Purposefully.
Does that make it Holdover Hidden Passage?
So that we just have more utility?
Uh-huh. We
And
could
more
even
stacking?
we could even try and overstack the floor a lot more, which matters when you have a unit that's giving rage to everything on the floor.
This is Big Pog. Click it. I love that you landed here too, because I mean, you know how much I like this utility.
Uh-huh.
Don't have to really sell me.
I think it's a vent now. I think we've addressed the plinks a bit.
I agree. In fact, we may be moving away from generating additional morsels. We may have all the morsel we need. Interesting. That's pretty cute.
Is it too cute? The Cycle of Life they're gonna provide the vast majority of our HP. Allo of the Ancients, like the big value is it passes it forward consistently, but in the second cycle, right? Primordium's never alive by the second cycle, almost never at least.
Yeah, I think we only really need to play it once. It's doing such a good job on one play. I feel like we can save this money. And in fact, we might want to start buying some removals depending on what our next ring is. We save money if we have a particularly important merchant that we're going towards, but otherwise we can start buying removals now and it'll make us more consistent. Like if we're going Hellvent next, let's buy a couple removals right now.
I kind of want to hold off a little bit, and the only reason is because Hellvent Unstable Vortex, so we've got the double removal there, we've got a Hersal Sword here, and if we haven't spent anything here, and we get 2 more free removals down here, and then the trinkets.
Okay, we'll be strong enough. We'll be fine, so we can get away with that.
It's also because we're straddling 2 different builds in Rage, as well as also in Divine Shield, Gorge, kind of ish things. There are a lot of relics that are relevant to us.
True. What about this Surge Stone? I think we should buy it.
Oh, so I thought that's what we were holding off on doing the extra money. I want to put it on a Mind Collapse.
No, we're holding off on removals. I like that. I like that a lot. Soft removal.
So
is it more damage shield actually then?
It's more damage shield here, definitely.
I agree.
Because if we go aggressive edible, we don't leave ourselves open to still go buffet later.
Yeah, which I think we would take buffet, right?
Yes.
Buffet 5. If we're lucky, we'll get Wretch, and then we can just Wretch Primordium. Or is Primordium? Does Wretch say? I can never remember. One of them cannot eat in units.
Yeah.
So then it will bring back Primordium as long as it's done being eaten. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Brings it back on full charges as well.
That's so pog.
So this is a little annoying because it actually invalidates our ability to get the kills with the spikes. If we take the money.
I think we should highly consider skipping this one. We're still in a very fragile state, but we're very close to being very, very strong.
I think you're right.
And we have a free ride in this next ring. Maybe Shadow Eater was our plan to take this. Oh, I should have thought about that longer. We keep thinking about our in-game build.
No, I think if we took Shadow Eater to do this, we would still regret it ultimately.
Really? Yeah.
Because it's really hard to fund it, right? We have the plinks, but they have to hit, and it specifically has to be these ones if we want to even have it likely.
So there's something that's really good for us, which is that the haste means that the boss doesn't get to buff twice before the 3rd row, which means that what we can actually do is set up top and then put the warriors in the mid and then overstack it all. So that's pretty good.
Oh, you mean set up top with the Shadow Eater out front?
Yeah.
Oh. I was planning on always killing the backliners with spells and going Primordium, Branded, and Horned Warrior on top, actually.
Okay. I like that too. And they all fit.
It's literally like, because as soon as we get the Cycle of Life, we go to the moon.
It's moon time. Agreed. So what is Shadow Eater doing?
Not getting played.
Yeah. No choice there anyway, right? Plonkus. A Plinkus, a Plonkus. I guess that could be Queen's Impling too.
I think it has to be Queen's Impling, and then we throw the Plinkus on the top floor trying to get the backliners.
Yeah. Do we do Reg Plink first up top to try to kill the backest line, and then Big Plink, I guess?
I was thinking the big Plink to try and go for both of them,
Both.
which is a long pull, but then that gives us the ability to try and use this to kill this one on the bottom line.
Okay, I like that.
I guess we can. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter what order we do it in. We're expending the resources anyway. Well, that's honestly, I wanted the 9 down. So, hey,
Not
apparently
bad.
I wanted the 9 down enough for it to carry on to the next one.
Oh, and you know, holdover ascend actually lets us ascend morsels too, which is kind of neat.
Okay. Well, we don't get all the damage forward I wanted to.
It's okay. We'll take our 25. Yeah, the damage is trouble. Big trouble. Do we need to vent bot row?
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
We Queen's
the next
Impling
wave is
then.
going to have haster too, right?
Yes, it will, but having the Clips Guardian take as long as it possibly can to get to the top line gives us the largest possibility we can kill it. Start getting our slay triggers.
We really need some removals. This definitely made me feel even more sure of that. Like, not being able to get to our key cards is it's a problem in this build.
It's feeling bad. That's just invalidate this unit instantly.
Totally. And we can mind collapse the haster, and then that's money. Play out this Ember Forge? Heck yeah. Money.
It's money, baby.
I think that was the other way so that we could get the extra 10 damage on the frontliner, but it won't make too much of a difference here.
Hey, got him.
Boom. Fixed.
I guess like train steward, load another train steward on the top line.
Might as well, right? Hell, we could have even put that train steward up front to chump even more for our unit. Now, since we never got to the cycle of life, it's like no longer the plan. We want it to haste up, right?
To prevent its growth, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just train steward, send it up, I guess.
Yeah.
And then damage and damage.
I mean, overstacking the top lane's good.
I mean, it will also, they will get the rage trigger because the Clipped Conduit is going to hit him.
Boom.
So.
We are going to get to the moon.
Yep.
We're going to get there.
It's
within our sight.
Happening.
We got it. We're going to take it. We're going Ember Drain to the moon.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with that.
I wish this important work were the pick, because maybe it is.
We do have a lot of imps in the deck at the moment.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it turns them into draw.
Well, I mean, you know, it replaces itself. It turns them into energy.
Yeah.
I guess it turns them into energy at 0 cost speed, so it's good for anti-Ember Drain, but by the time we're using enough Ember Drain for that to be a problem, we've removed a bunch more cards from the deck.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's important work.
Maybe it's awkward, isn't it?
Impish Scholar isn't awful. Gives us a Alloy of the Ancients
Taking
back.
Inflame here. Inflame is not bad either as a holdover, like just to make sure we get enough buffs in the meantime. Certainly is a great card to play down on our superfood.
It does feel like Enflame and the Void Binding go in different decks, but maybe
They do.
Maybe Perils and Void Binding are just 2 cards we're taking along for the moment to see if they're useful later.
Yeah. I'm just trying to also increase the, like, before we can get more removals, we can just add more duplicity of the cards. Wow, dude. Dude, I think it's Scorching Restraints.
Yeah.
We need just a little bit more scale. We need to do a little more damage.
It is wild for that to be the pick there in my mind. Get that too.
Agreed.
I mean, my inclination is always just cutting stewards first, just because.
We can. At least the steward's soft remove. I do wonder if we are cutting some of the plinks in this deck. Like they're never ever getting upgraded, right? And we're gonna stop having one life units to hit.
How about a Plink and a Shadow Eater?
Okay.
Gets us to our correct banning units earlier.
As long as we're sure that we can survive this next ring without Shadow Eater.
With the 2 cycles of life, honestly, it literally depends if we draw the cycle of life in the first 3 turns. That's like the big deciding factor. Also, I guess if the backliners have low health,
we can just play the Shadow Eater out and ascend units and we'll live, right?
Well, I mean, we just did a fight without the Shadow Eater.
True. And we did pretty all right.
We did pretty all right, despite being up against pretty much one of the worst enemies we could have fought there. Just
True.
Huge health front lines.
Well, what's the ring 5 that just totally kills us? So ring 5 is the fake winged harpy 5x5er.
Is Crystal Cloak here too?
It's Crystal Cloak. Yep.
So the 5x5er is not awful. We can just get enough HP for that to not be a huge problem.
And the spikes become even better.
Very true.
So that's honestly one of our better cases, as long as we can survive to it with high health.
Crystal Cloak is not a problem at all. The Chain of Gems means that any chumps put on the bottom floor save us 3 rounds.
Yep, that's totally true. Okay.
Was that in the Plink, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
I really think we'll keep those first couple Plinks. They'll be good for the rest of the run, but the others can go. What up, Crystal Cloak?
I mean, all of our damage is going to be on a single floor. We're going to leak 1 very large clipped Guardian.
And they'll get a couple hits in. That's probably okay. 1 biggest Guardian. Let's see that turn 1 cycle of life, huh? No dice.
No dice, but we are passing forward armor already, which is good.
And it's probably correct to just play them out this turn, huh? Because part of me thought of putting Superfood up here and then putting them like second row and, you know, lifting them or something, but I think we just play out the Branded Warrior here.
Yeah. I was thinking like the Superfood in the middle line and then ascending them later, but if we if Hidden Passage is the bottom card in the deck and we get both of the cycles in the next hand, suddenly we're sad.
This deck is just going to get so much stronger with a couple upgrades or with a couple removals.
Yeah.
It's time. It's coming. Oh, we can Hidden Passage the Collector. Tee.
It's 100% what we should do too.
And is there any sense in Plonkus? There's not.
Not even in Queen's Impling, I don't think. Just hard pass.
Yeah, I agree.
So we got some rage, and that rage got.
I guess this spike means that they're dying. Oop.
This just has to go on it actually here.
No, it's okay. We only leak the 1. We can play it on the back line. Well, I see what you're saying. This is our last lane anyway. Yeah. Okay. It increases the damage that we're taking very substantially. That's the scary part. Because first one hits and it buffs the second one and it buffs the third one and it buffs the fourth. But we vent.
We're damage shielding.
We're damage shielding, so we just take the 4 to get the rage, and it's worth. We get 1 more eat. Yeah, it's got to be 4 slays here is so much rage, right? And then we raise a steward.
Ooh, yeah, as in put a okay. I'm back on board.
So that we just to increase our damage more than anything.
Yep. And then we do want all of the sycophants to keep dying against the Branded Warriors, so we don't even unleash either of these.
We're gonna run out of damage shield. I think I may have plinked there, one of the lines.
Nice. We're running out of damage shield, but the HP of the units is pretty significant.
Yeah, true. Who are we Hidden Passage here, if anyone? Another Train Steward? It's like not even bad. They do so much damage because we're making so much rage.
It's either a Train Steward or a Clip Defender. Because otherwise, these are going to go to the top. Well, actually, no. This does just get killed afterwards, right, on the return hit.
Yeah.
So it does no damage if it's in the front line,
better
actually.
in the front.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Man, this is exactly what I wanted
build.
to do. As soon as I learned that Slay could trigger off of spikes, I was always thinking about the Branded Warrior. I've just never had it come together.
I've never even... I've done this with Wrathful Prince, but I have never thought to do it with a Branded Warrior because their base stats are tiny. We still need unit upgrades, actually. Curious thing. Oh, do we just Void Binding this turn up top?
Do we? I was just going to get more turns of safety down here on the bottom line.
That works. That's really smart. I like that a lot, actually. Because then we don't have to even suffer from this. Oh.
There.
That will do. This Scorching Restraint's feeling so good. What if we got a random late game deranged brutes from a rare draft?
Oh.
Theoretically possible.
Be still my beating heart. That would be exactly.
That would be so wild. Oh, man. So is it draw next?
It has to be, right?
I think so. Oh. Well, huh. Yeah, you still take it. You still take it, even if we're not generating and playing morsels very often. And then if we get Jar of Morsels or something, it's a guaranteed draw. I think it's worth more than 25 gold, right?
Okay. I was wondering if it was going to hit a right breakpoint for a Merchant of Trinkets, but it would be extremely unlikely to go in there and find two 200s.
Yeah. Does that tick down the buffet?
It does.
Beast?
So I don't think we want it.
Yeah, because we need more turns to draw our stuff anyway. I think this is skip.
Agreed. That's going to get less powerful over time. Well, actually, how many cards can we remove from this deck past this point, right? Because Queen's Implings are soft removing themselves as well. So this could just be a 75 that hits a frontliner occasionally to soften them up. So if we're removing a maximum of 6 more cards, Transfeud, Plink, Plink.
There you go. I like skip here too, by the way.
I think the one reason that I'm looking at it a lot right now is because of the shock of the last 2 rounds. Sorry?
I see what you're saying. You're talking about taking the Impolate as a way to kill frontliner. Okay, no, I really like that. I think that's quite clever.
Yeah.
I like that a lot here. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, let's do it.
It's the last 2 floors with the 95s constantly that I'm like, we need a way to soften them up a little.
I'm sorry. You were like, I really like this card. I was like, I like skip. And you're like, I really like this card. And I'm like, yeah, I really like skip. Sorry. I didn't understand. When you were saying the 75, I thought what you were talking about was the damage that you get from the imps themselves, which was like 50, so I thought it was plenty. You want collection tails? Yeah, I like it. I wish we could reroll here. Maybe we check the cavern.
Come on, Cavern. Let me pay you some HP for some... Actually, we'll do that in a sec.
No way. This is an event. We just get to take a tome?
Yeah. It's not One Horns.
I think it's Wildwood.
Is it One Horns? Hang on, because if One Horns have, like, we're open at Merchants of Magic at the moment, right? This could go on just a backliner who's benefiting from the rage that's constantly being given to them. This could just go on the Horned man, the Horned Warrior, the one that's not the Branded Warrior.
The reason that I think it's Wildwood Tome and not One Horns or Melting Remnant, and we put, what does Endless on our champion do?
It used to give it back
wait, but it won't because it's being eaten?
When this unit dies or is eaten, return it to the...
Oh my. That's...
No more debate on it.
There will be no more debate.
I thought they stopped that from working. I did that before and it was really good.
If it doesn't work, then we get to do this again. The game will have lied to us, and it's not our fault, Mom. Just one more play.
You saw that text.
We've all seen it. It's on record.
I can't save in the middle of this battle, Mom.
I can't save. Oh man. Okay, but the quick book was good too, because it's effective health on the front line, and it kills pretty quickly. It kills a frontliner before they get a chance to attack. But this is way cooler.
The situation,
way cooler.
The small situation where I'm scared about that is like Wilt Wings in front of a big unit, or Sycophants in front of the Harvest Man, whatever his name is.
True, and that does happen. Yeah. Harvestman.
Oh, sorry, Harvestman. My apologies. I think we may still need to save the money here, because the Merchant of Steel we need to visit to try and hit the upgrades on the...
It's true. It's true. Which is too bad, because removals...
This is another Merchant of Steel at the very end, and it's another double removal as well as another dupe. That's
Are we going right?
For another 2 removals? I mean, that's not bad.
Removals are like the best thing for us right now.
They are.
There's almost nothing better.
Are we seriously gonna like not upgrade the Branded Warrior until literally the final ring?
I think so.
If you think so, it's time to remove cards.
Let's remove some cards. I really think it's gonna make a huge difference in the deck.
Yes. Now, the fact that the Train Steward's soft remove isn't a huge issue, because it's in the first cycle. We just need to hit the cycles of life as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed. And so that's a pretty easy removal. Just do the 2 and save some money so that we can like actually get value out of this next ring.
Sure.
What up, Fell? Spell shield fell. Armor fell. All right, cool. At least it's not rage. At least it's not, and it's not blight. So we don't have to. This was probably the best case, actually.
Okay, this is the world where the Primordium doesn't buff on turn 1, and we put a Horned Warrior out waiting for something else, right?
Yeah, I think we put Primordium up top.
Yep.
And we put Horned Warrior in the mid, and then plan to lift it. Although we may lose them here. No, but
Honestly?
they have damage shield. Okay. Oh my gosh, dude.
I think we actually let them die so that the top floor goes off.
Yes. This is the dream. Oh wait, no Vin.
No.
The Vin was upgraded.
No. We don't want them to die.
You
Slay triggers.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. So can we play it all?
Forfeit energy?
Can we just win?
With the armor, the immortal trait is going to lose all of its lifesteal before we get any benefit from it. So that's not going out. That is
Void Bind.
I think Void Binding definitely as well, right? The more damage shields, the better.
We will literally not be able to play anything, but I think it just wins for us, and then that's fine. Missing on the Remnant Pact is a bummer, but it's a pretty good chance we don't draw it next turn anyway.
Get out of here.
The Ember Drain is real, dog.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's looking pretty beefy.
That's
How you doing
so
up there,
much
buddy?
Armor.
It's way too much armor. We need to fix this somehow. We need to mind collapse one of these sycophants or something.
I mean, that just guarantees it dies, so that the other one carries. Like, so if
it's
the same amount of damage.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh gosh, we're about to leak a ton on one of these guardians. Oh no, the double frontliners. We really have failed to account for that.
All right. I found it. It's Mind Collapse this one, and then we put down in Queen's Impling. And it starts getting buffed.
Yes, you're right. That'll do it. It needs the rage. Oh, and we have more energy.
Are either of these necessary on anything, though?
I mean, why would we not play out at least the Remnant Pact so we don't redraw it?
Oh, yeah. Fair. Ooh. Oh, we're killing the front line anyway.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's true. Playing around the incant. Smart.
Okay.
Perils.
It is there. But does it accomplish anything to do this turn? And if it doesn't, do we want to wait until we have Ember next turn?
It accomplishes playing out 2 more Queen's Implings.
Oh, are we max
So that-
stacking the floor with Queen's Implings?
Yes.
Okay.
We're just trying to limit our leaking at this point. It's all we care about. We'll beat the boss.
I guess just... Well, that damage to the backline probably doesn't... Well, it doesn't even matter down here either.
Yeah, we're just mitigating our losses because that's the way we lose right now is we leak too much.
Mm-hmm. Can't do anything there.
See, like, we just saved ourselves 16 life or something by doing that. It's huge. Perils is back. More cycling. Gotta play out the Ember Forge.
This might be the best deck that dies.
True that.
Like, if it does, I'm so glad to have taken the risk.
Agreed. Up you go, buddy.
I mean, nothing else happens for the rest of the fight. We're done.
No, we can't. We couldn't not do this. That would just... That's unacceptable. We have to try to make this so.
Ember Drain kills us. We got to remember that. Ember Drain kills us. Damn it.
There's the other Impelate if we wanted to like really just do this thing. One Horn's Tome. This is the third one we've seen. Is that a sign? Maybe we actually do want it? How do we ever afford it?
Because we're passing forward 4 damage shield a turn every turn with the Primordium. If the Primordium keeps offering us aggressive edible, we're passing forward even more damage shield after that upgrade. It just feels
you can pass forward multi-strike.
Yeah, exactly. That's the big part of it, right?
Yeah. Dude, we should take this.
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't.
Why not?
Because we're going draw. When are we going to double negative cost this and draw it alongside nothing else that we want to cast?
We have an Ember Forge.
That's a long, long bow to draw.
Imagine how stacked our lad would be.
I think it's just the Impelate.
Bait?
I think it's a juicy bait, but I think the second Impelate is just another 75 to a frontliner for free. Well, for free for 1. And then we try and focus on not Ember Draining, and we try and focus on allowing the Remnant Pack to come out as early as possible by cutting as many other cards that aren't Queen's Implings. Ooh, just a skip for the Endless.
Because we're not really having trouble with the frontliner.
That's true.
It's the second one.
That's a good point.
That's why One Horned Gnome is at least juicy bait, because then we could kill 2 things. But you're right that it's not realistic to think that we're going to be able to set it up. But if we could, we should totally go right.
Does
multi-strike? You want to see more multi-strike?
Is that what we have to fish for right now? Or is it just because we locked ourselves out of energy and couldn't put imps on the top line? Because if we could just put imps on the top line, we were going to be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but they won't kill backlines super effectively.
We also, part of why we were successful is that we drew exactly the right cards, which is part of why removal is so valuable right now. And what would be our magic upgrades?
Interesting.
I think we saved that money. We can certainly put +20 on like a Plink as a soft removal.
Mm-hmm. Not mad at that at all. Could easily put it on the vent, actually.
Yeah.
This is our last opportunity to really upgrade one of those, because we're going to want to roll for the upgrades in the Merchant of Steel, so we don't want to spend too much money here. Let's look at the Steel Cavern.
We're hoping to get 400 gold.
Yes. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Ooh! Wait a second. That's just a huge amount more HP. We're not healing it.
Never healing. Yeah, that's so much HP. Oh, hope for buffet. That's massive.
Come on. Buffet. Well,
it's all right.
It's not bad.
It's still a lot of value. And if we're very lucky, we'll find a wretch. We will have to be so lucky at this point. One of these is getting +20. One of these plips plinks.
Can it be the one that's already 1 cost?
Oh, you're trying to remove the other 2?
Yes.
Then we should put the +20 on vent.
Okay. Definitely happy with that.
Yeah.
That's where I wanted to go.
That works for me.
Okay.
I dig it.
Peace
Can
out.
you dig it? What's getting -1 cost?
Is anything getting -1 cost, or are we saving more money
yeah.
for removals?
We should -1 cost something here. Maybe it's the inflame. Maybe it's something. We are having energy is a concern, particularly because sometimes we do want to play around Ember Drain.
Yeah, inflame.
Sure. But yeah, I agree
Seems
that
reasonable.
we want more removals.
I think we're getting close to the point of just removing both of the Ember Drain cards in the next area.
So much damage, but we have all the damage shield anyway.
Doesn't matter.
If we're getting hit, we're dying. So
Yep.
I think we win this fight.
Ooh, ho, whoa, whoa. Can't. Nope, that's a bait. But the rest of this ain't.
Yeah. It's too bad that it's a bait. Like if we got a few more upgrades on the magic side, it wouldn't be. And that's the wildest part. Do we want to split up the enemy, like send one Shadewing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gives us
So
the
that we
buffs
have
before
some
the
rage.
Gilded comes up.
Yeah. Yeah. And then plus it puts it in rotation so we can raise up another unit up to the top, which we probably want to do.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely are lifting this Ember Forge up top because then we've got energy and it's gaining rage. It's perfect.
Are we lifting the Ember Forge, or do we want to lift the Shadewing? I guess the Shadewing dies next round anyway at the exact same speed, so it doesn't matter.
And we're gonna have enough damage at that point already. I think it's Ember Forge. That's my read.
No, I think you're right.
Who's getting plonkest? The bot lane? Because we're gonna have enough. Mid lane?
Almost
Like
certainly.
we have enough rage that we can start to reduce the
Oh,
amount
we did
that
it.
we're getting back. Nice.
The entire
nice.
time I was like, okay, as long as we have 1 energy left for the Ember, the Remnant Tome is actually the one that I was thinking about, but
I guess we could have played a perils, on like the mid lane tome or the mid lane.
oh yeah, that's
Critter.
dying now. Because we'd already used Change of Gems. I was thinking this was going to be armored for some reason.
We gemmed up our forge. Is it time for the Queen's Imp to come up to the top? Oh, it gets the kill for us if you play it mid lane and raise it.
Oh god, it does as well.
It's actually gonna get us the kill.
Absolute
Part of our
gem. I mean,
strategy.
this kill that.
Incredible. It's the best deck that might lose. It's the best deck that might. No, just barely too late. This is why we need removals. Oh, I guess what would we do? We would have to raise the superfood, but that's fine anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a problem, especially with the holdover, right?
Yeah. Oh, hidden passage the Shadewing here, I think, right? To get another slay for another round of rage.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And then I guess we probably vent the bottom ones. Oh, can we do even more damage? We might be able to get the kills up top here, actually. We're pretty close. We've got some energy generation. We're pretty close. Vent at a +10. Mind Collapse at a +20.
I like that. I like any amount of instantaneous rage we can get on the board. I do like the vent on the bottom line. The only problem is with both of those happening, all of the units that are available for the Mind Collapse to kill don't die. But if this doesn't take enough damage just based off of the raise of the Shadewing, and I don't think it will actually, Shadewing, so it will definitely die there, giving +3 rage to all friendly units. There are 4 units on the floor, 12 rage, 24 extra damage. So it's actually not enough to get the Gilded Wing, but then the Mind Collapse with an extra 20 damage is 24, 44. That's still not enough.
It's close though. That's 156. What are we missing? The other Mind Collapse can give us. Yeah.
No, yeah, it'd have to be part
There's
of
some. There's. No, there's a way.
Oh.
It's Hidden Passage the Shadewing. It's we might not vent this bottom lane. We Hidden Passage the Shadewing. And then Inflame. Yeah, because Inflame is Rage here. That's like significant more. How much? One Inflame is 8 damage versus 1 energy of Mind Collapse is only 3. 1 energy of Vent is only 2.
I have a solution that just does it, but it might not be the optimal one. It would be Vent on the top floor, just doing the 20 across the board, doing 20 to the Gilded Wing. Then we raise the Shade Wing, then we Mind Collapse. So we get the 24 damage from the Shade Wing dying, we get 20 damage from the Vent, and another 20 from Mind Collapse.
It's actually the front. It's our Branded Warrior who's killing the frontliner right in here.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's not affected because the Vent won't kill them. Okay. Okay. If you've seen a line that works, you should do it. Because mine was still, I would have had to like pen and paper the one that I was looking at. Truthfully, it was complex.
It's all good.
I
I'm
wanted
also
to inflame it too.
I knew that we had a Vent in the next cycle, which is why I was like, okay, I'm okay with this.
Exactly. Because we had a safety here.
Queen Zimpling then send it up.
Queen Zimpling send it up and then Vent that floor. Sure.
Yeah. Yorp.
Nope.
Do you have a good Shaggy impression? I feel like you got a good Shaggy impression there.
I do, yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to put you on the spot. I just wanted to know the answer.
Like Zoinks Raps.
Oh my god, that's really good.
It looks like he's getting away. I haven't watched in so long. You know what? Next week, okay? I'll watch some Scooby-Doo. Remind me.
Uh-huh.
Because that's the thing with voices for me is I have to like, they have to be present. I was listening to that back in my own ears and it was not right. It's not quite right. It's close. I played Shaggy for Halloween one year and in that year it was perfect.
Ooh.
But I need to go watch.
Hell of a roll right there. The only thing that was missing was in the final sentence, like a break. Just like
break, exactly. Yeah. It's a highness and then it's a weird high break that you need to get.
Now, far be it from me to shy away from a challenge in terms of voice. So if you have a voice, I'll go away and study it for a week and come back. As long as you don't give me one of the voices I can already do, it's not fair.
It's a voice challenge.
Oh, it's not a challenge or a competition in any way.
Then we just need to do all of the voices. We just need to have the whole cast.
All right. I've wanted to work on a Scooby for a while.
Okay. My Scooby's better than my Shaggy. I'm not gonna do all these voices right now. The thing about voices for me too is they have to be like I have to really be in the mood sometimes, you know. And when I'm kind of in late night DJ mode right now anyway, which makes my voices a lot worse. He says, an excuse to get out of embarrassing himself in front of his peers.
I know the exact same feeling because like I will talk on stream about the fact that like I either like doing voices or like I particularly enjoy doing accents or one in particular is that I really like singing. I like singing in different styles, and then someone in chat will say, "Oh, do the song, sing the thing," and I'm like,
"You like to sing?
I don't know how to sing at all anymore.
Song.
I've forgotten how to sing."
Oh yeah, you like to sing, huh? I thought about doing the plink there for the potential card draw.
Ooh, right, yeah, I've just been totally neglecting the Mask of Penumbra, to be honest.
I'm wondering how to make sure. Yeah, we just totally win, dude. It's not even close, is it?
Yeah, no, it's
Should we play out the Void Binding at this point, then?
Yeah.
Flame Void Binding?
Yeah, no problem with that.
I think so, too. Our rage does not decay. Smile. Oh my.
There we go. We got our card draw.
Oh, raise it up. Yes.
There's some lifesteal, just in case they get
Looking
through
for rough
our
stack.
9 stacks of damage shields.
Oh, GG, Raps.
GGT.
That was a strong fight. This build is wild.
Oh, I'm so scared we're screwed.
Is this our best run?
It's like the best run, and it still might just die.
This is Grovel then, right?
For the more damage shields?
For more damage shields, yes. And for more morsels to, like, and then it draws.
I think the biggest thing we can do right now to guarantee success is remove as many cards as possible and take as few as possible.
Which means this is Ember Cash.
Okay.
I actually do kind of like Ember Cash.
It's not awful, although...
Just because it probably plays for itself in the first 3 draws. And it lets us be even more liberal around Ember Drain.
Well,
in the mid fight,
it's not that it pays for itself in the first 3 draws, right? Because the cards go to the discard pile, so it's the second cycle that it starts being powerful.
Why does it do that? I always think that this goes to the draw pile, and it super doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think, as you were talking about before, every removal is more power for us. I think we skip.
Yeah. We skip it all. I just keep trying to convince myself that there's one that I'm missing, right? Dude, battering ram is so much damage. But I don't even think it matters. What about Tiresome Climb?
We have an Ascend for free every single turn. The only reason we would use that was like to kill a frontliner, I guess.
Yeah.
But frontliners...
March of Shields is almost correct, except that it... You know, actually reordering units. Skip.
I'm a little leaning towards the battering ram right now, because as we try and go towards removing like Void Binding, Perils of Production, and then like as many imps as we can, I guess, after that.
Will we remove the Void Binding?
Trade. Definitely Perils and Immortal Trade.
Immortal for sure. Agree. Perils.
The thing is, like, at this point, we do have to remove our least good cards rather than our bad cards. We have none in terms of the bad.
I do think we're both Perils. I tend to agree. I think you're right.
And the battering ram is a lot of damage to the front line, because we get a huge amount of armor over the course of it. Even if it ends up just being the Alley of Ancients as well as the Fortifier, that is already, you know, 120 to a front line. I mean, 120 isn't enough. We would really want it to delete a frontliner for us. The fact that we can't decrease its cost is the big reason I can't really get my way around it.
Dude, let's skip and let's tune it. Let's get the perfect relics. Let's tune this sucker and let's get some upgrades.
Come on.
Tempting.
It's not
genuinely.
awful, right?
Because we have Ascend anyway. Rage also tempting. What I really want is multi-strike.
Grugsgard, here it is.
Hell's Banners is not bad.
It definitely isn't, right? The amount of imps we have in
Usually
the deck.
I'd be super excited about the lifesteal here, but perhaps not this time.
How about we go Hell's Banners reroll?
Okay. Yeah, this is not the Sketches run. Not at this point, that's for sure. Yo, Pyrestone? Will we be able to buy enough stuff to pay for it?
300 left over. We could get a... large stone, reroll large stone. These are cutting into our removal costs. That's what we have to consider right now.
Let's go ahead and remove 2 cards. Let's cut the 2 cards that we can cut for free.
Yeah.
Just to help us conceptualize the deck. I like the removal of Immortal and Perils. I agree. What are we duping?
Oh, wait a second. Teak. It's Remnant Pact.
We dupe Remnant Pact so that we're always able to just keep Primordiuming.
Yep. If we're winning,
and then we just
it's because of that.
Leave space up top. We don't start ascending as early.
That is actually rough, right? We can't overstack if we're going to have to send up the... Well, we only have to send the Primordium up once every 3 turns. Or 4 turns even, right? Because it's on the board and then it's eaten, goes to the top of the deck.
Send up the Primordium. Yeah. We can overstack. Right. We don't need space up top for Primordium.
Every other turn,
Okay.
we overstack other cards.
Yeah. And we've got Hidden Passage to do it. Okay. So we dupe Remnant Pack to make that almost guaranteed. And then.
Yep.
Do we take the large stone then? We probably do, right?
That's the ultimate question, right?
Mhm.
Large stone, reroll, look for multi.
Large stone, Heartstone on the branded, or on the other one, or even Fury Stone, right? Maybe not.
I don't know if those go out on the, because like it feels like if our frontline unit dies, we have lost. It's the end of the game for us. Well, I mean,
agree,
it
I
does
agree.
have endless and it comes back, but like it's the point at which that is something that can occur, we're already done.
Agreed.
So it feels like it's just focus on the branded. But is plus 25
this large
plus
stone is
40 anything?
It's gotta be correct. The one thing that it does that's bad for us is it makes it, if the draw is wrong, we don't get the Horned Warrior out up top. And then if we're putting them in the mid, like we have to protect them somehow. It can be weird. But ultimately, I think that the extra bit of oomph in the early fight and the extra bit of protection at the end makes this worth it. And we've got the Ascend to play around it, right? I like the quick.
What are the layouts of the Seraph of the Chaste fight? Like there are no small units in the front line? No, there are no small units in the front line, I don't think.
Ember Drainers for us. And Ember Drain is a concern. Seraph the Chaste has Pyro Wings.
Yeah.
That's gotta be the sell, right?
Double remove.
Yeah.
The more consistently we get back to the cycles of life, even, is going to be great. It's just what do we remove?
What are we cutting?
I mean, Mind Collapse that is not upgraded is kind of fair. That said, play that on one energy. That's a Lightwing dead.
Yeah, that's true, and that might actually matter. Although they're scaling for us.
We could cut... I mean, we could cut an Impling, but at the same rate, they do just ascend and become damage for us.
Yeah, they're really not bad, right? So if we're not removing here, then what are we spending our money on? At that point, we would buy Pyrestone Housing and get another upgrade, or even Precious Plating for any leaks in the early fight, and that's not bad. There's a good chance we're leaking a Gilded Wing or two.
I can see an argument for Precious Plating definitely here. If that's one you want to put forward against two removals, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah. The deck is just like, it's getting pretty good. It's pretty close.
It's just I'm thinking in terms of like draw cycles. Like we get 6 cards in the opening turn, 6 cards in the second turn, 6 cards in the third turn, 6 cards in the fourth turn, right? The Eaton triggers on the first, second, and third turn. We've seen 18 cards so far. It is possible the 9 cards at the very bottom of the deck have the 2 cycles of life as well as both of the remnants. And every removal
that's
is
like a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like this saves us sometimes. But...
Okay, so what are our 2 purges here? Because I agree. Genuinely, if we're not buying Precious Plating, I guess that makes Impelate a little better because it does save us some... I don't know, man. Maybe this is just Impelate and an Impling.
Yeah, I think it is.
Right? Or a Mind Collapse. A single Mind Collapse. Even though it kills a Lightwing.
It's a confirmed kill on a Lightwing, and Vent is going to consume the first time. The second one still exists. The Plinks are inconsistent damage. Honestly, I could even see a Plink, right?
Yeah.
Mind Collapse Plink even.
Yeah, and just save the other 2. Yeah.
I actually like that a lot now.
I like that. Me too. This run is a thing.
I feel like we could have gone like in a very safe direction for this run, but this just tickles both of our fancy too much to ignore the possibility to explore
This was the perfect storm, I think, for us. I agree. We can totally do this though. We just take our time. Setting up top, I think. Skip Horned Warrior first cycle. Nice.
Okay, so
That's
we've got
even
a
more
draw,
damage.
but we have to play the Primordium first.
Yes. Yes.
We
And
could
I think
even
we put
eat
this
this one.
Oracle up top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. The Vents, actually, we don't want... We might be willing to forego some rage in the early fight while we're setting up. I could see that.
Can we afford to like forego any rage in the early fight? Because like this has quick, so it's not even costing us HP when it goes to the top lane.
True. And it's chase, so we want to make sure we're stacking aggressively, huh?
Yeah.
Because we're not getting any more slay. And you're right, we need every slay because we don't get any more. Well, the Seraph that chase will take. Yeah, no, I think we need to be careful with what we spend. I agree. If we wanted, we could play Horned Warrior mid and vent. Thus protecting them. And we can probably protect them again next round, or we can put out a Queen's Impling in front of them. And that's not atrocious, actually.
Leave Vent in the deck. Do that with the Queen's Impling and Horned Warrior now.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. It's just I really need Lightwings to start dying here on the top floor as soon as possible.
Yeah, I agree.
Why? So
also,
that's
that baited out some of the debuff, hopefully. Or will.
We should have hoped.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this just goes here. We can send it up later.
Agree. Although the Pyre or the Ember Drain is a thing.
Thankfully, we will break even.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, that's not Ember Drain yet. Yeah, okay.
The Queen's Implings, do we need to play these two out for second cycle, or do we want them to stick around for buff targets, like you said?
We definitely can't play them on the bottom floor because the Pyre Wings just drains us out of existence.
Right. Do we play one up top? No, because we wanted to get the damage shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, we haven't found any of our buff cards yet. Super scary.
We literally do just have one more draw, and if we hard whiff on all of them,
then we hard whiff on all of them. Oh my god.
That's our draw pile.
Holy crap. Can we make a morsel?
No.
Oh no.
That sucks.
This is like worst case. Okay, wait.
Okay.
This may be recoverable still.
It has to be. That's all we can do.
Possible. So we can impelate mid-row at least so that we can get rid of some of the Ember Drain here. And then we're stacking as many buffs on our frontliner branded warrior as possible, and we're overstacking behind them as much as possible, and we're stacking as much Cycle of Life as possible to stack damage against the boss. Like, we can get closer here, I think, than we realize, but that is ridiculous. This is like 1%.
I really, really want to know, actually, at this point.
I'll math it later.
Yeah.
This is very, very unlikely. For us to completely whiff on both Cycles of Life and both Remnant packs and the Hidden Passage.
Yeah, that is like the 5 most important cards in the deck.
6 to 7 draws a turn. Exceedingly, vanishingly unlikely.
Wow.
We did everything we could to not make that happen too with all the removals. Super omega unlucky.
It happens from time to time.
It does. Okay, but it's not over yet. And that's important because there may be some things we can do here. Like mind collapsing this one Light Wings to save a bit of Pyre health because we're going to be leaking.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I think we should do it.
It'd be Queen's Impling and Mind Collapse would kill the frontliner, and then we can use the Queen's Impling here to chump block for the Branded Warrior a little bit for the next wave as well.
But it doesn't die then, and it takes the last buff. Do we want that?
Oh, right. Sorry. You're right. It does take the last buff. I was like, oh, Primordium's already out of the equation.
Yeah. I don't think we want that.
Yeah.
You could still play it, I guess, mid. There are all of our cards. You know, the Remnant Packs also will allow us to bring back our units. Like this Horned Warrior, if we want to try to walk lanes with them, but I don't think that does anything for us. Certainly we played the 2 cycles of life, because that's a huge amount of damage also against Seraph. Right? I mean, each of them is 9 damage a round.
I just don't see the world where we don't die to the Gilded Wings.
We start by ascending this Horned Warrior so that we can start stacking Rage up top.
100%.
Do we play out a Queen's Impling first? Yeah, we do. Oh, we'll have space for both.
If we play out the Queen's Impling, we lose some of our Rage gain.
It's true, and we kind of need it all. Are we going to Endless Ember Forge or maybe this other Queen's Impling? I kind of like Endless on the Queen's Impling. Don't want to redraw this anyway. And that gives us one immediate play up top.
Do we Ember Forge? Do we Remnant Pact? Anything? Yeah.
Oh, right. We're running low on energy, huh?
Yeah.
It's just another cycle.
I think it is just another cycle.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree, because we need enough spikes that we actually keep spikes online. Not having the extra energy is going to be tough, though. Especially because we're not doing any damage.
My body.
Okay,
it is full of
wait.
stress.
It's okay.
Plink
It's not
here
over.
to try and reach a... Plink on the bottom line, even possibly, to try and reach a Light Wing so that we get a morsel, so we can play a morsel and a Queen's Impling in order to get 3 energy back,
Yeah.
as well as draw a card. Do we do it on the bottom line because we want both of these Light Wings to hit, or top line to consume?
Yeah.
Confirm.
But we want to be killing them for the rage, right? So that we don't just die to this Gilded Wing right away. I mean, that's right now we just lose. So that can't be it. Void Binding might end up having to get played here. But Plink up top is so much more like... We should Plink up top. It's not likely to kill both anyway, and that's a much more likely chance to get the 2 units. Awesome. 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 But we
are dead.
We want the damage shield on the Queen's Impling. So we play them out mid. We play Morsel up top.
So we
There's
play
more.
this here, and then the morsel. Okay.
Yeah. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. I will fight this to the last moment.
I think the last moment has come and gone.
And now, yeah, no, you're right. That's it. Oh, I mean, at least click the cards. At least click the cards. Dude, Rhapsody, that is, I'm not gonna lie, I don't say it often. That is highway robbery.
It's a rough one.
Absolutely horribly unlucky.
You know what, Teak? If we had to die anyway, I'm glad that we died trying to reach for not just the stars, but the stars of a different galaxy.
Agreed. We weren't even in the same... It's possible that we were reaching across universes here.
Uh-huh.
I cannot feel regret. I can't. I should, because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, we really were just a few weeks away from a full C25 streak, and I think we could have done it. And I think that this one was winnable, and I could not have lived with myself if we didn't try to set that up. That was the coolest potential run, and I think we did literally everything in our power, down to skipping every card that we could get away with skipping and removing as far as we could. There was one draw. And we saw it. One draw out of tens of thousands.
You know what? We should feel lucky. We saw that draw. You know how many times that game gets played and that draw doesn't happen?
All of them. I'm seriously going to go do this math. That was That the probability of having 6 to 7 draws every turn on a what? How many cards in that deck? 25?
Let's go to the run summary and check it out. It
Yeah.
was 20. Does it not say card amount here on the screen somewhere?
Yeah, you're right. That's kind of
1,
unfortunate,
2,
isn't it?
3, 4, 5, 6, 4,
9,
9, 10,
10.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 total.
26 cards. So we drew 6 cards base every turn. 2 of those turns we drew 7 cards. 6, 6, 7, 7, 13, 19 out of 25. 19 out of 25 with 2 hits for one of the things and 2 hits for the other things. And even if you're just looking at the Remnant Pact, the odds of drawing 19 out of the 25 there and not hitting any of the Remnant Pacts are exceedingly small.
It's remarkable, frankly.
It's not very likely. Yeah. Yeah.
I have to generate this challenge because I imagine there are people who desperately want to try
I
and
want you
make
to play it.
that one work.
Make this run work. Do this. Like literally, I want to see the picture of this build killing Seraph because it can, and it does. And I guess maybe the learning is when you have a precise. Maybe this is the learning that I need to learn from you. We had an engine, right?
Where?
No distracted. Well, the engine was play those cards and win.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So once you have that kind of engine, literally nothing matters other than removing down to where you can always play it.
I don't know how many more removal opportunities we even had though. Like I felt pretty comfortable. Skip, like honestly, like it feels like if we were gonna do the skips, it would have been like the cards we got before the Remnant Pact that we would have skipped.
Yeah, right. That's like a Nemesis play thing. That's foresight. We picked them because we needed to have options for the end game. Absolutely. Yeah. GG, Rhapsody. You chin up. That was the coolest run.
My chin is held extremely high. My metered breath at the moment is effectively the cooldown that happens to an engine after it tries to go into overdrive, figuring out.
That's true. We super overclocked there.
How do I save this? How do I save this?
Oh man.
You know,
I wanted it.
The thing that jumps out to me about that run is that that is the only run that I think I've ever seen that spans 4 clans. We had Melting Remnant.
Oh.
We had everything except Stygian. We had a card.
What was our Melting Remnant card?
Remnant Pact.
You're right.
Remnant Pact, Cycle of Life,
and we had Cycle of Life. Clans. Oh my gosh, it was Rainbow Deck, man. That's so cool. Oh, and there was like rares from 4 clans.
Exactly. That's the reason that, like, honestly, if I had the ability to, if I had like a time turner, right? Like, I could go back in time. Would I take back those words that hurt you? And you'd say, no, but if I could turn back time and recommend a different path and we had like a safe win there, I don't think I would have the ability to do so because there are so vanishingly few runs that have the capacity to even do what we attempted there. I would rather make the attempt and fail.
We play these games for hundreds or thousands of hours, hundreds and hundreds of runs. And we were offered the opportunity to put together a once-in-a-lifetime run. Once in a lifetime of play. How could you ever say no? You know?
Can't. You have
like what if you're a soccer player? We talked about soccer today, right? We talked about soccer. What if you're a soccer player and, to be cliche, someone's like, you're going on the pitch, you're at this tournament and you're given the opportunity to play with Messi, but because of some weird cosmic reason, you will lose.
Of course,
you play with Messi. You play with Messi. You give the man a pass, and he gives one back.
You play with Messi, you score Lessie. That's how it goes. We all know. That's why that was a rhyme. Catch
or more. Actually, that man can distribute some sick plays.
It has been a very, very long time since I was in touch enough with soccer to recognize much about it. soccer, football, or like
He's
whatever. You know
ageless.
what we're talking about.
Doesn't matter. he's like 50 years old. He's been professional for decades or something. It's amazing.
The thing is, what I have to very quickly do, because this like I thought of it instantly, and the longer that it goes on, it's gonna seem like I spent the entire time thinking of it. It's
Okay, good.
I just gotta quickly go for the vignette, and the vignette is Sherlock. We just saw the criminal. Why are you on the phone? I'm updating London, Watson. It's simple, right? There's
Right to it.
There's your
Oh,
custom
man.
challenge code there. Hey, that takes us to the end of season 4 of the Ladder Streak.
I'm kind of like caught off guard. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when there's always a chance with ladder streaks, but I think that truthfully, in the Slay the Spire ladder streaks, especially as we were getting to higher and higher ascensions, I was ready on every episode to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I was ready today. I really don't. I really don't think that I foresaw a world where we lost here at Ascension 19. And that's foolish, obviously. It's naive, but I'm caught off guard, but I'm thrilled at the same time.
Look, you in any different way, you want the game to still surprise you, right?
Exactly.
I think I started preparing partway through that episode, and it might not necessarily seem like I was well prepared, but
you said it. You said it. You were like, this might be the coolest, best run that loses. You did, yeah. Money.
That was the thing that was ticking in my head the entire time as I'm like, oh god, but it's so good if it works. And if it doesn't work as well, by the way. Good lord.
GG.
GG, Teak. Now, we are actually taking out the season here, and it's been a while since I've asked. So, I'm looking for someone to collaborate with for season 5.
I see.
I'm thinking. I think one of the things I value very, very highly in people that I work with is a kind of a social thoughtfulness. Right, a lot of the time you'll work with people who haven't necessarily they've been recording by their own or streaming by their own for a huge period of time, and they haven't necessarily got a sense of how to share an area, how to set someone else up, how to take from someone else's pass in terms of kind of commentary construction. Obviously, I'd be looking for someone who's ridiculously good at these kinds of deck builder games. Preferably someone who works a lot on the Twitch side of things.
Okay.
Especially if they stream. Wait, hang on. I was about to say 5 days a week, but is it 4 days a week at the moment? 6 days a week?
You probably want someone at 5.
I probably do want someone at about 5 days.
6 would be a lot.
This...
Maybe it'll be more sustainable at 5, and so they can give you more.
Exactly. Honestly, and if it was someone who was also focusing on sustainability specifically over the last year.
Yeah.
Now, this is like all of those kind of obviously pertain to the content at hand, but this is the weirdest request that I have. I need someone who recently got a puppy.
Oh.
And particularly someone who named it Junior. If it could be a yellow lab of some kind, I think that would also really contribute.
Any out.
I have to make sure that I don't give any out here because I need to be very.
I will.
Very,
I'll
very
pick someone else. I'll be like, yeah, I know a streamer who meets those circumstances. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Now it's weird. I've got the center of this infinitesimal. That's small. Infinitely large Venn diagram. And I just need to find the one person in the center of this. Now, Sneaky Teak, would you happen to know, Sneaky Teak, where I could find someone like that on twitch.com/tv/sneaky
twitch.tv/com.gov. Yeah. Wow, you're right. Those are a lot of constraints.
You know what?
There just really aren't many people like that.
I've thought of an extra constraint.
Oh.
They also have to be a person that I've hosted the last 4 seasons of the Ladder Streak with.
Yeah, there's literally only one. Yep.
Well,
unless you've been hiding a third collaborator.
Yeah,
Have
all right.
is
And
there?
so I have Shaquille O'Neal come out and talk. He's been hacking. He's been hovering
He's
over
just
my
hacking
shoulder
our
the
game?
entire time, just not talking,
How?
just watching in
That's
awe.
incredible. I've never seen Shaq
Oh,
just sit silently on
Shaq.
the sidelines.
Sorry,
How?
he's shy. He doesn't want to talk.
I see.
But I
Okay.
set you up.
Okay. So who
Anyway,
you've
you
hosted
go
with,
pat
but
your
also
new
who has
dog.
interacted. Right.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
if at all possible.
It has to be me, Rhapsody.
Wait a second, you do fulfill all of those.
I don't have any. I'm totally hand tied. I feel like you zip tied my wrist.
I did, unfortunately. Honestly, what happened there is I was like, okay, so the setup of this is that I am choosing a different person. So the setup is a little like, there's like a rift that is proposed by
Yeah,
the idea of the
right.
setup. So I have to make it so clear in the parameters of the setup that that is not what's happening.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I have certainly wiggled out a few times in the past.
Mhm.
No, I hope that I'll be here for many seasons because I
I
do fulfill those criteria for you and for others. But also, this is a great joy of mine, and I have just learned so much working with you and working on this series. And certainly, that's a lifelong pursuit for me. It's become an accidental, unofficial motto for my whole broadcast, right?
to the point of
But
becoming
also
the
becoming a
code
code.
for Vault of the Void.
Mhm. But also, it's just really fun. It's just really fun. In the previous episode, I found myself thinking that together we found the better line so much more effectively. And today I found myself thinking I would have never made this build without you there too. I think we needed each other really to come
Yep.
up with something so creative and different and unique. So
I could
it's
not agree
awesome.
more. Looking forward to many, many seasons ahead. But if I was
Yeah.
to try
What's
and
next?
contact that
Do we know?
streamer,
We'll keep it a secret.
I'm just gonna like. I'm just gonna quickly check that. Would you happen to know where I could find that streamer that you mentioned? The you, as you so carefully put it.
Yeah. You can find me on twitch.tv/sneakyteak 5 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Central.
Perfect. You'll be able to find that
Playing
link down in the description down below. Sorry, what are you playing at the moment?
Play games like this. I play Slay the Spire. I've been playing some Ring of Pain, Vault of the Void, Spelunky 2. On Wednesdays, I'm playing Monster Sanctuary right now, which has been a good romp.
Hell yeah. It's something that I think I need to probably get into. Monster Sanctuary has been high on my horizon for a couple months now.
It's good fun.
For the moment, though, a bit of a low-key ending here. But I imagine we're both completely drained of energy. For the moment, here's a smooth outro. My name has been Rhapsody. His name has been sneakyteak. That's been season 4 of The Ladder Streak. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next season.
Hasta la vista, baby.